Hello, this is Brian again. I'm going to have to make a second part to my Encelia farinosa video. Unfortunately, I ran out of memory and the clip cut out. So, I've been mentioning that we have both Encelia californica and Encelia farinosa growing in close quarters here. Encelia farinosa, again, is what some people would call a foreign native. Now, how can an oxymoronic term make any sense? Well, it's a California native, a Southern California native, but it's not truly native in this area. It's been introduced by hydroseed. What they do, the highway people, they plant seeds on the side of the road of plants and try to control the slopes and provide a softer, more natural aspect to the area. Well, Encelia farinosa is one of the plants whose seeds are used in the mix. So these plants establish along freeways and highways and roadsides, and then they can get into the wild ecosystem. I don't really know if they really do too much damage because, I mean, they're pretty well loved by the wildlife here anyways. The bees go crazy over them. But now where they do grow with California bush sunflower, Encelia californica, that does create the possibility of something very important. That is hybridization. Now, so there are a lot of species of plants in the same genera that could hybridize with one another. They're compatible. Their DNA is compatible to hybridize. Encelia farinosa and Encelia californica are no exception. So their DNA will mix at times, and there is plenty of evidence of that happening here. For instance, again, Encelia farinosa, inflorescence stalks that come higher above the bush. Yellow disc florets and yellow ray florets. Encelia californica. Not such a rise above the bush. Yellow ray and brownish disc florets. So that comes with the idea of intermediate characteristics. There are hybrid bush sunflowers in the area. This right here appears to be an intermediate between Encelia californica and Encelia farinosa. It's got some of the greenish of Encelia californica, but also has some of the grayish, very slightly, of Encelia farinosa. So there is quite a bit of evidence of hybridization in this general vicinity. Again, this is Cannon Street, the corner of Patria in the city of Orange. And here you got the gray Encelia farinosa. This is very much Encelia farinosa. This is like tip-top, probably, I don't know if it's 100% DNA purity because of the common frequency of Encelia californica integrating with Encelia farinosa, but this is as close to pure Encelia farinosa as I have seen. Very grayish colored leaves. Again, here's Encelia californica. This tends to be more Encelia californica. Not saying that the DNA is 100% due to the intergrade of these plants here. There might be some genetic contamination in the gene pool in this area. So these might not be 100% Encelia californicas or 100% Encelia farinosas, but the ones that do have predominantly the genetics of one or the other, by far, they appear by far to be that species. Here's some more beautiful Encelia farinosa examples right here. You can see absolutely beautiful plants here. And you can see how far up the inflorescence stalks stick above the bush. And these are some larger examples. Certainly there are some older specimens here. Very nice specimens of Encelia farinosa. So it's quite interesting, these plants. Now, so what we're going to look for is intermediate characteristics. Again, we're looking for more evidence of browning in the center of the flower head. It's a little bit more green color. A little bit more of the green color. Let's go back across the street here. So we're looking for evidence of hybridization. You'll find it, especially where both of them are growing right next to one another. Again, the ones on this side might have some intermediate characteristics too. Like this one. This one is a little greener, but it also has some of that grayish color too. You can see here some slight grayish in the leaves. So this to me appears to be a hybrid between Encelia californica and Encelia farinosa. Now we're going to look at a flower head. Now the flower head appears to be closer to Encelia californica due to the brown in the center. So this one leans a little more towards Encelia californica. This one here has some of the mealy fuzziness of the leaves of Encelia farinosa, but also has some more greenish colored leaves that are more typical of Encelia californica. And these sunflowers, or flower heads, are a little more indicative of Encelia californica. However, well, those are the pollen anthers. You'll see a little yellowish when you see the little pollen anthers come out. But yeah, a lot of these plants tend to have hybrid stock in them. And that's a consequence of two very closely related species growing together. One very much native, Encelia californica, and one native to SoCal, but mostly in the desert and far interior areas, Encelia farinosa. So, again, refer back to my spotlight on Encelia californica, where I'm looking at pure Encelia californicas. To refer to that video, just check up in the corner of the screen. And again, Encelia farinosa, beautiful bush, grayish green leaves, beautiful flower heads, just an absolutely beautiful shrub in the sunflower family. This is going to be it for my spotlight on shrubs. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on another episode, hopefully soon.